Good? Good? Everybody good?
Yeah.
Start करिए?
Yeah, मैं तो ठीक हूँ. I'm fine.
All right, 3, 2, 1, let's start. Okay, hello everybody, Sat Sri Akal, and welcome back. So, I guess we changed the name officially,
Naad
right?
baat kar lenge.
Naad baat kar lenge? Okay, so welcome to the Sim Singh Show. Official name now, we're going to do it, okay? So today we got a couple new guests on the show with us. We figured we'll give a perspective of, we talked about immigration in the last episode, and so we're like, you know what, we got to find an immigration guy to make sure that we can
Back up
our claims, because everybody's like, oh, don't just talk out of our asses, So we're like, yo, we actually got to make sense.
Yeah.
So we're like, here's receipts, that's what we're doing right now, giving you guys the receipts of actually what happened. So today I'm going to let them introduce themselves, just because it'll be a little bit easier. They'll get a little bit comfortable on the mics. And so before we start, on my right here, do you want to introduce yourself first? Go ahead.
Hey guys, it's Arshdeep here. We do home renovations, and our company name is Pro Home Improvements.
Okay.
Myself, Vijaypal Bhamra, immigration consultant, and also I go by Willie in my entertainment business, Basha Entertainment.
Yeah.
We do event organizing and stuff, and it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, so it's nice to have like friends that I've known for a very long time. So we've known each other for like a decade growing up, right?
Oh yeah.
So
it's a family now,
It's a family, yeah. So you can just call them up and be like, oh, come on an episode. Talk about the things that we actually talk about and makes sense. So thanks, welcome to the show, guys, and
thanks for having us over here, man.
Yeah, thanks for making the time. I want to start the conversation off because of the video we made last time. Oh, you guys know my co-host Sim.
Yeah, thanks.
Who's just who's just mean mugging here, but he's here. I'm going to start the conversation off because we watched the video last time, and we talked about the immigration and how the person that just got convicted in Winnipeg, he was charged a while back and then just got convicted. Yeah. Your background is in immigration.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that situation, and do you think the what he got as his conviction are those the proper charges? Do you think?
Here's where the thing is, he got convicted.
Yeah.
So those are proper charges, right?
Yes.
So, and also, if everybody knows, our viewer knows this, that this doesn't he's not the only guy. This like a huge chunk, like a lot of immigration consultants, they do limias, they do like selling, and then they do fraud, and there are employers who are basically they want to make money out of it. At the end of the day, which is not right at all, because if you're abusing the system,
that's it,
right? Yeah. And then lately I've been seeing that a lot of, it's not only about our own community, a lot of even white people are doing this now, because the consultants are approaching them in a way that they want them to hire these people, and then giving them the greed of making money,
yeah.
Right? Yeah. Before they were scared, but now they are also started doing it. And with the charges that you're talking about, those, and plus the very sad part is they are doing on the religious basis,
Yeah.
And which makes it more sad.
Yeah.
Right? Before it was business, they have a business, they have their own business, then they are doing it, selling it. But now you're adding a religion into it. That's a very, a bad image that they are showing, right?
Yeah, well, they took advantage of basically, you're just putting yourself as you're a good sick person, you're this. But then on the side, you're using that to your advantage and just trying to, for greed, right? And then money comes into it.
That is really shameful,
Again, we talked most about it in the last one, but can you explain to us what the process, the LMI process, because right now in the Canadian immigration wise, a lot of issues that are going on. The Canadian government is making changes.
Oh yeah, they are big
right?
changes.
What is the most recent? Do you think that is?
So recently, the big changes this, they put a cap on the low wage limias. So basically, that's gonna stop a lot of those selling of limias, because obviously when the low wages limia is not there, now they are paying like a high wage, and a lot of employers, they don't get approved for high
You mean
wage.
like the LMIA, right?
Oh, yeah,
Limia?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So low wage limias they were doing on the payroll, and then person is not even working there, and then getting the money back, right? And but when it comes to like $26 an hour, $27 an hour, they have to pay more CPP, right? And then a lot of people, they don't want to go for the high wage
businesses themselves,
limias.
the businesses don't wanna do
So not the businesses, like the person who's gonna buy it, because now they have to pay for the limia. On top, they have to pay the CPP, if they go for the payroll.
So that all comes from the person that's purchasing.
Oh
the
yeah,
LMI?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you have to pay to the government too, right? If you're on the payroll, you have to pay CPP, you have to pay the EI, and but if it is even a genuine job, employer cannot afford to pay them $25-26 an hour, right? Because the median wage for Manitoba is 25, and when you do high wage, you have to do 25 or higher, right, to get the LIMI approved. So it's gonna stop a lot of things, and also the best part, I'm going to talk apart from the LIMIA, the spousal sponsorship that they close for the students who are coming in colleges. Because what was happening before, a lot of young students were coming here. They are doing a paper marriage, right, which is not a genuine marriage, and they are trying to. So basically, their spouse back home, they fund them, right, to study here, and then they come, they go on a open work permit, right, and that's the whole scam was going on.
Like you can try to like stop people from scamming the system, but everybody's gonna eventually find some sort of.
No, but now it
loophole,
can't, because now if you're coming to a college, you can't even sponsor your spouse anymore. It has to be a master degree program or a bachelor program. There are certain bachelor program, right? But anybody coming in those programs, right, they are serious about their life. They are not just coming here and then not studying. And master degree program, obviously the person's age gonna be at least, if you do the bachelor's and before that you do something, gonna be around 25-26, and they are not gonna do paper marriage and then waste the 4 or 5 years of their life. And
So Horn, you can't be married before you apply for a.
no,
like a
you can be
postgraduate,
married,
but it has to be real.
like you cannot bring your spouse up here,
Acha.
while you are studying.
Unless once you
in
get your
college.
PR and then you.
No, once you get your work permit,
Fit the
then
visa.
you can,
Acha, acha.
right? But there is a huge risk, right? So nobody who is doing a paper marriage want to risk. They want to apply together, right? So it's gonna limit it. There will be people like who will be still doing it, right?
yeah.
But there will be limitations, right?
What is the one industry right now that is like for LMIAs and even spousal or whatever that's really being taken advantage of? Do you have an industry is there a particular industry, like let's say for the LMIAs?
Lot of asylum cases, like the refugee protection cases, a lot of fraud cases. They are not even genuine.
Because there's a huge bounce in numbers from
There's I think
refugee
12,000
Right.
cases of
Yeah.
refugee status compared to like 200 5 years ago.
Yeah, because the thing is now they stopped renewing the work permits, right? So what is the other way to possibly extend your stay in Canada, right? Where you can actually work too. So they just put a refugee case, asylum case. It takes a long time. So that's gonna create a lot of backlog as well, because a lot of these bogus applications are being put into place, and then people are not actually qualifying for it, but they are just throwing their application so they get more time in Canada,
Yeah.
and it's gonna delay a lot of things. Yeah.
Well, it's bad for people that are actually like legit refugee status too.
Yeah.
Like I know like 2 or 3 Pakistani guys that are been here for like 15, 20 years almost. And they have like a, more of a legit reason to have refugee status. And I'm sure that gets pooled in with apne. I'm sorry. It's just part of it, right? And then they get denied and then they have to get deported. And then there's like 12,000, student refugee cases. And you're just like.
Obviously, right? When you don't extend the permit before, like recent years, every year they were doing a extension policy for the work permit, right? Only this year they're like, okay, enough is enough, right? We have to stop somewhere, right? We cannot be just every year renewing
Extending
it.
it
And if you see in the news or online on social media, a lot of these students are doing the protest, right? And because they want to extend their permit. Because not a lot of them going to be going back, I tell you this. Maybe 20% will go back, 80% we're going to find some way to stay here in Canada. Either they, get the LIMIA, get the work permit, basically or apply for refugee, try to marry somebody over here who is
Or some of them are
already
going
PR.
to the States too.
Oh yeah. And then also, if you see, the border is not that secure from Canada to US.
No.
Right?
ਜਾਂਦੇ ਲੋਕੀ
No, they
ਟਰੱਕਾਂ 'ਚ
do go.
ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਉਹਦੇ ਲਾਈਕ
Oh yeah.
ਤਰੀਕਾ ਲੱਭ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ ਜਾਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ
Oh, you can even go like there.
ਤੁਰ ਕੇ ਵੀ ਜਾ ਸਕਦੇ
ਤੁਰ ਕੇ
ਆ
ਜਾ ਸਕਦੇ, ਆਰਾਮ ਨਾਲ ਜਾ ਸਕਦੇ।
ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਲੋਕੀ ਤੁਰ ਕੇ it's like
This is not a Mexico border. This is Canadian border, right?
Well, there was a family that tried to come from America when the whole COVID thing was going on.
Yeah.
They were walking in the middle of like
It was like
It was like
January.
it was like
Oh
harsh cold.
I
And
heard
the
that
whole-
news. That was pretty sad.
And the
You know,
whole
like,
family
the whole
passed?
family,
The whole
died,
family
yeah.
passed, right? Frostbite and everything.
Yeah.
Minus
Actually, they were
40
going
now.
from Canada to
They were
US.
going from
Oh, they were
Canada.
going the other
Oh,
way.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is like,
And I don't understand, you know, like, why would you risk? They were like having a small children. Everybody died, man. 4 people.
ਲੋਕੀ ਆ desperate ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ
ਹਾਂਜੀ।
ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ like they don't think it's like the cold can actually do that to you.
Oh, yeah.
Like we know frostbite, hypothermia.
Oh, yeah.
ਕਿ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ.
Yeah.
You know, they just think like chalo thandi hai, but we'll get by. And then when they're in the middle of it, now you're in the middle of some farmer's field on the border and there's no house, there's nothing.
Nothing
Yeah.
at all.
So then what are you going to do?
Yeah.
But
so, because I just want to touch on, I know we're not going to talk the whole time about immigration, but I just want to touch on the little bit here. With the student protests that are going on,
Yeah.
and then the whole point is that they're trying to extend their work permits. What happens if like they don't get anything? Like the student is done, they
Yeah.
can't get a job in their field.
Yeah.
They can't get. Do they get deported?
You know, it takes time, right? Because there are multiple applications that you can put. Even to extend your stay, you can even put a visitor record, you know?
Okay.
So you can ask for extension that, hey, you know, like I worked in Canada for these many years, or, you know, studied in Canada, and I want to apply for visitor record because I just want to wind up some things, or, you know, there can be another reasons too, right? So they can extend their stay. And within those time frames, they can try to find something like a legit job where employer helps them, right? But not a lot of them gonna find it, obviously, because only the qualified ones gonna be, you know, be the chosen ones, right? So after that, this period is done. So you'll have more clear picture at the end of 2025, because, you know, a lot of people are already putting in applications. Some permits are expiring next year because there were a lot of extensions that were giving in 2023, right? So for 2 years or 18 months. So those are expiring in 2025. And after 2025, obviously they're going to put bogus like work permit extension applications. So they get like another 3 to 4 months. So by end of 2025, it will be more clear. And I have seen recently that all these changes are, you know, being made. Like everything was good.
Yeah, so
and then you know the voting is happening next year.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why the government is like, you know, really really restricting the immigration, because everybody is opposing of bringing immigrants into Canada, and that's why they have to do it just for their vote banks too. You can, you know, like it's a clear connection.
The elections
right?
do play a big part of it, right?
And
So
could be my point of view, but that's a clear picture.
well,
you
it's
know?
not a coincidence
That's
it's
why it's
happening
happening
this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they did some lot of draws like which came in 2020, 2021, TR to PR pathway came. There were a lot of pathways that were, you know, giving them PR right away. And if you see 2020, 2021, a lot of PR pathways came, right? And express entry draw came like for 75. And a lot of people that got their PR in 2020, 2021. 2020, you need 2 years, and 1 year get counted from your temporary resident status in Canada. So you see, in 3 years, they can apply for citizenship. So by 2024, they're going to get their citizenship. 2025, they're going to be, oh yeah, Liberal Party, you know, maybe they help us. And then, you know, maybe they are collecting their votes, right? So at that time, they started that. And then in 2025, they're probably going to get their votes, obviously, because, you know, for them, it was pretty easy because of this government. And now, all of the sudden, from 2021, 2020, and 2022, now they just changed. They're like, okay, yeah, we don't want you anymore. Like, what happened now, right?
yeah.
And
The biggest,
it is what it is.
like the biggest demographic of people that are getting immigration here is obviously from India, right?
Yeah, mostly India and then China.
China,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So my question is like, yes, we form all these frauds and we're highlighted right now,
Oh, yeah.
especially
Oh,
like
yeah.
the lime, like the spotlight is on our community right now,
Yeah.
just because there's so much going on and there's so many of us, right? When it comes to international students and things
Yeah.
like that. But other communities are also there,
Oh yeah.
right? Are they also involved in some of these, scams and, because
Everybody. It's not just
Yeah.
us. I'm telling you, right?
Yeah.
That even now there are not just like our people, like apne nahi hai kalle. There are white people too. There are other ethnicities too
Yeah.
who are doing this
So,
now
yeah.
because they got to know about it that they can make money out of it, and now everybody doing it. And not just Indian or Pakistani or Bangladeshi people doing it, which we call like Southeast Asian people, even Chinese people. They do it.
I feel like
lot.
apne loki are a lot more brazen. They'll take like the extra risk.
Yeah.
ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੇਬੀ ਗੋਰਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਲਊਗਾ
Oh, yeah,
ਚੀਨਾ
yeah.
ਨਹੀਂ ਲਊਗਾ ਪਰ ਚੀਨੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਵੀ ਆ
Yeah.
ਪਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਤਰੀਕੇ it's a little bit different because let's be honest like I see news ਵੇਖਦੇ ਆ Instagram ਤੇ ਵੇਖਦੇ ਆ right unless my feed is strictly Punjabi which I don't think it is but I feel like apne loki are like the guy that went to the border that's very brazen
Yeah.
to think that you're gonna walk into the CBSA office tin loki naal
Yeah.
and with paperwork that's completely bogus.
Yeah.
And like look at like the brazenness of it, right? Like he thought that would actually
And
work.
then also, this comes from back home too, right? Like our people is not just doing up here. They've been doing this stuff like back home
Years
too,
and years
because
and years.
yeah, and then this change cannot be done like overnight, right? It's gonna take time, and when like back home, like a lot of papers get altered, and then you can make diplomas, degrees, just like that. Immigration knows about it too. It's not just me talking over here that I know
No,
like something extra.
They've caught on
Yeah.
big time.
Yeah.
Well, it's like everything, right? Like even in when a few years ago, the CBC did their whole marketplace thing about real estate fraud.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like the mortgages and how the paperwork was
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
fake, right? They really harped on that industry around that era or around
Everybody
COVID,
faked
right?
their like income or their tax.
Oh yeah.
everything
What,
was
what do you
like-
think? You can afford 1.2 million, 1.3 million, like a detached house in Toronto or Brampton, Mississauga? No, you cannot, right?
you can't.
What are you making? Like everybody making like in Canada maybe 80K,
The average
90K? I
what's
don't
the
know.
average salary here is like what 50, 55
50, 60,
here?
yeah, maybe that's about it, right? And even if two people working, that's 120. And when you put in account like all the credits and then loans and stuff, maybe you're gonna get approved for 300K house, 350, right? And let's say even if the amount is double, like you make double the money that you make in Manitoba, maybe as a family you're making 150, 160, then still you cannot afford a house in GTA area, no?
Yeah.
And obviously they're gonna make some other things too. I know there is like rental income you can put like other stuff too onto it, right? But still, 1.3, 1.4 million dollar house
As an
is a
Uber
big
driver,
thing.
that was the big one.
I just have a question for you.
Yeah.
So like people posting on TikToks, like Instagrams, like we can get you LMIAs,
Yeah.
like work permits, whatever, right? Government is not taking any action on them.
No,
Like, is that legal?
It's a
or-
legal action, but you cannot be. I have seen people getting away in the court, even after stabbing somebody, because there is not enough evidence.
Government ko I think ਇੰਨੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੇ ਜਿੰਨਾ like ਹੁਣ ਜਿਹੜੇ Instagram ਤੇ ਲੋਕੀ ਹੁੰਦੇ if they
Because
they
we
don't
see
have
it
the
every day, right? Like,
resources.
people are posting shit like crazy.
Yeah, they're pretty brazen. Like I said, Punjabi community has
Extremely
been
brazen.
Oh, contact this number to
Yeah.
get your LMIs. So it's out there, and I think
Okay, there are like 1,000 people doing it. Maybe they're gonna select one person and then do the inquiry on that person and then move on to the next person, then move on to the next person, right? Like same thing. It's not just the immigration. Every different industry there is some sort of scam. Like you talk about the mortgages, that's a different industry. Immigration, different industry. So you cannot, like, I know a lot of people like who are doing it, but who gonna snitch on them? Nobody, right? And even if they snitch on them, they're gonna be whole inquiry.
Yeah.
This is not like something, oh, you tell them, hey, this guy is doing this, and then he gets caught, right? Next day.
ਕਿਸਮਤ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਵੀ ਆ ਕਈ ਲੋਕੀ like 20 30 ਸਾਲ ਤੋਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ
Yeah.
ਕਈ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਕੱਲ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਉਹਨੇ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਬੰਦਾ 30 ਸਾਲ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਰਨਾ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਕਰਾਂ
ਸਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ
ਬੁਰਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਆ ਗਿਆ
And I'm openly talking about this today only because I don't practice this and I don't, promote this.
Yeah.
Right? Don't pay. Like, if you'll stop paying, obviously you'll find legitimate employer and then legit ways to be permanent resident in Canada. And then that's the route that you should be choosing. Choose the skilled trade like occupations. Choose the education which gonna be benefit for the Canadian economy and society. And
Like, sahi tareeke naal karo.
there are ways, and then that's what we promote. And if you are not qualified enough, okay, they give you like, you study, they give you work permit, you make the money back that that you spent on your studies, go back home, try to open something up there, and then it's not like world doesn't end in Canada. Like India, like you can progress India too.
ਲੋਕੀ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹੁਣ ਕਾਫੀ ਵਾਪਸ because they
20-30 years ago, like in
So we're going to take a 20-second break here.
Break?
Just give it a
Okay.
minute.
I have a question.
no
Okay.
questions
Not a break.
Not a break.
It's a question I keep seeing online. Why are so many immigrants from India? What's this notion of that like Indian students that we have? We have such a abundance of people coming to Canada. Why? Like, what is happening in India?
Nothing simple. It's just like population. So basically, whole world, like the population is 7 billion, right? India population 1.4 billion. Obviously, you're gonna see more of us. Straight. Nothing
just a
else.
numbers game.
It's just the numbers, right? So there
there's
are
no
more.
population control in India either.
Yeah, and then there are more people there. More people gonna come here, right? China, why is it number 2? Because the population is number 2. That's why you see the demographics up here for the temporary people in India, in Canada is more for like China, and then it comes. So it's all like the countries that you'll see on the list will be like population wise, or people who have arrived early over here, they are bringing their families, they're trying to bring their relatives and friends, everybody over, right? We see a lot of Filipino people. Why? Because they came here early,
Okay,
Or are you asking why they're coming to Canada specifically?
Yeah.
coming to Canada.
Yeah, it's just population, right? So everybody
No, but they
trying to
also
come
think
over
that
here.
Canada is a land of opportunity.
Yeah.
Udna they nahi muh chukke honde. They're coming because they think that Canada provides a certain lifestyle, provides
Which country is like a third world country
They all
and then
want to
facing a
get
problem, right? India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, you'll see more of them up here.
Yeah.
Because for them it's a better lifestyle, better environment, everything better for them, right? And Punjabi people, they are bold, they don't care about anything. And that's why even when they come here, they still have that in their blood, and that's why they goof around and then, treat
What change
themselves.
nahi honde, like they don't like come
Yeah.
here and think chalo hun
Yeah.
sahi tarah kam kariye. Some do, some
Yeah.
absolutely do.
Mentality stays the same.
Mentality kayan di kafi like same hi hai.
We say Russian are tough people. Why? Because that's been going with their country, and then that's how they are. Same thing. India as a whole, you'll see, will be different. Punjab as a whole, like totally different, right? Because we are like a warrior breed, basically. You can say.
Yeah. Okay, take a break.
Let's take a quick break here, and then we'll jump right back into the conversation. Okay, so about immigration, we can talk about it all the time. But I want to keep it separate.
It's like a whole big
It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
The reason why I want to talk about immigration first was because I wanted to talk about just the situation we had last time.
Yeah.
With the video.
Yeah, we don't want to
So
talk too
just cut
much
your
about
opinion.
it, as well. But everybody
Receipts are
knows
there.
it, right?
Yeah,
It's
receipts
not
are
a
there.
right thing. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Exactly. Okay, my next little bit here is going to be about the Badsha Entertainment. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you obviously host some of the most prominent singers that come through Canada. And before you started locally in Winnipeg, and you were hosting a lot of singers. Can you name some of the singers that you brought to the shows here?
Bohemia. That was
Bohemia.
back in 2018.
that was a good show.
It
Yeah,
was
that was
like
a good
pretty
show.
lit.
Yeah.
and at that time weed wasn't legal.
Yeah.
अपना भाई इत्थे है नहीं है, नहीं तो we were gonna touch base on that too because he owns a cannabis store.
Yeah,
Right. And then we did Jazzy B.
Yeah.
And then some other big names in Bollywood, Shan.
Yeah, the Sean show was yours
Yeah,
too.
yeah. And we did Atif Aslam. Last year. It was Diwali. We couldn't find any other, date. The venues, we don't have too many venues in. We are stuck to like Burton Cummings or Centennial, right? The big ones, right? That can hold like 2,000 plus capacity. And then after that, the big one, really big name, Rahat Fateh Ali Khan, the legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that one I didn't do in Winnipeg. I did in Vancouver.
Okay.
Yeah, because just the budgeting issue in Winnipeg is really tough to make their money back.
Yeah, exactly. So now which one is going? Horn keda tusi kinu leke
So now we are doing a whole tour. So Bosch Entertainment and in collaboration with Prem Tillon, we're doing the whole tour. We have 8 cities already.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's gonna be
That's
huge
called
tour.
Limitless Tour.
Limitless tour.
Limitless Canada
yeah.
Tour. Yeah.
Okay.
Limitless Canada
And that
tour.
starts kadu shuru hunda hai? Kitne shuru ho rahe hain?
11th October on my birthday.
Okay.
Is starting
Oh,
at
okay.
Benton.
Ah.
And then after that 13th we are doing in Winnipeg. After that we are touching all the way, East Coast. We are doing Halifax.
Oh wow.
Yeah. After that we are going Montreal,
Yeah.
then Toronto, and then Vancouver, and then Ottawa, the capital.
Wow.
And then Kingston, the old capital.
Tu ready ho?
I
Pura
am
show
hell
dene?
ready.
He is
bro.
my right hand. When we
hand.
do
I am
events,
hell ready, bro.
he is the right hand. Yeah.
So why Prem Tillon?
ਪ੍ਰੇਮ ਢਿੱਲੋਂ ਮਾਝੇ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਬਿਲੋਂਗ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਮਾਝੇ ਵਾਲਾ ਜੱਟ ਨੀ ਕੁੜੀਓ ਹੈ
I just found out recently that we're Malwa apparently. I don't know.
I am
I
Malwa
can't
too.
confirm.
I am
Kisi
Malwa
mainu-
too, though.
mainu
Yeah,
kisi ne kiya कि
Majhe,
ਅਸੀਂ
yeah.
Malwe ਤੋਂ ਹਾਂ. I don't even know what that means, but I'm like,
So
okay,
like it
cool.
depends
So-
on your city, like what city you are from back
so
home.
basically
regions in it. huh?
yeah,
Regions, yeah.
regions.
So क्योंकि आजकल बहुत चल रहा है कि Malwe de
I'm from
Majhe,
Faridkot, so that is Malwa.
Okay.
Like if you're from Patiala, that's also Malwa. Like all that belt is Malwa area.
Okay.
So when you come from Amritsar to this side, to
It's all
Gurdaspur,
rivers, right?
Yeah.
So Satluj River cross,
Yeah.
then you are in Malwa. Before that, Doaba, and then after Beas, it will be Majha area.
So
yeah.
little thing here. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Willie Paji nu kya hai कि
No, next time we're gonna talk more about
no, because we gotta
entertainment.
Oh,
We're gonna talk
you
more
gotta-
about entertainment.
we're gonna
There is lot. It is gonna be a fun conversation.
Yeah,
I tell
and
you.
what we're gonna do
I
is
bet you.
we're gonna try to bring those singers here. How to show them.
Yeah,
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll bug
Maybe.
him for this, है ना?
Yeah.
But चलो एक line ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੱਸੋ ਕਿ ਪ੍ਰੇਮ ਢਿੱਲੋਂ ਦੀ ਇੱਕ ਕੋਈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਹੜਾ favorite song ਕੀ ਹੈ? ਪ੍ਰੇਮ ਢਿੱਲੋਂ ਦਾ song favorite.
the latest Pau.
Pau. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
No,
what I'm
actually,
playing.
I tell you, if I tell him which is his favorite song, he's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I forgot." OG.
Oh yeah. I like
That's his
my
favorite.
homie, our homie actually, Kanon, give me this name OG.
Yeah.
Since then, I'm keeping this name.
Yeah.
It's
On my
gonna be a
own
really fun
profiles.
conversation, but we're gonna keep it for next time.
Next time. Okay.
Yeah.
So Prem
We'll be
Jallo
back.
this Sunday in Winnipeg.
This Sunday, yeah.
Okay. If you haven't got
Sunday
your
in
tickets,
Winnipeg.
make sure you grab your tickets.
Yeah.
Otherwise, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, tell us what
Yeah.
you thought about the conversation.
Or follow Bosch Entertainment if you want to
And
know
follow
more.
Bosch Entertainment, Willie
Yeah.
Paji. All the contact information is going to be in the bio.
Yep.
Give us a shout, give us a message, let us know what you need. If you guys need tickets, give them a shout. Okay.
And if you need tickets, everything is linked in bio though.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah. That's okay. It's in the bio. Okay.
It's in the bio.
Anything else? Good. Thanks for coming
Nice
on the
having
show,
you, man.
boys.
Sure.
It was fun.
Always like a family, you
Always
know?
good. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
See ya.